solving X and Y intercepts, and then we're going to graph those points. So the first thing we need to do is recognize what is an X-intercept and a Y-intercept. Whenever we talk about the X-intercept, that means we are crossing the X-axis somewheres on it. And right here is the X-axis. Well, anytime we cross it, we always know that Y is going to be 0 anywhere on that point. So whenever I go to solve for the X-intercept, I'm going to take my equation, and everywhere as I see Y, I'm just going to plug in 0. Well, what has happened? Well, -3 times 0 is 0. And now I'm left with 8x equals 24. And in order to tell what x is, we have to have a +1 coefficient on x. And the coefficient on x here is a +8. So we need to divide both sides by 8. And how can my notes do that? It's because 8 goes into 8 one time, and it leaves me with +1 times x. Now I have x is equal to 24 divided by 8 is 3. So now I know what my X-intercept is. This line, it's a linear line because both X and Y powers are to the first. So I'm going to come to the origin of 0, 0, and X is +3. So I'm going to go to the right, 1, 2, 3. But if you notice, this graph here is actually based upon 2, 4, 6. It's based upon the 2's. So it's going to be in between this 2 and this 4. I'm going to plot it right here. And I agree that on that x-axis, my y is 0. So here is that point. All right. So now let's solve for the y-axis intercept. That means it's crossing the y-axis. Right here is the y-axis. So anytime that you cross the y-axis, I know that x is 0. That means y is any number, depending on where it's at. So let's take our equation, and everywhere as I see x, I'm just going to plug in 0. Well, what happens? 8 times 0 is 0. That leaves me with -3y is equal to 24. I need a +1 coefficient on y in order to tell you what y is. And I notice it's a -3, so I'm going to divide by -3. Negative divided by negative is positive. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So let's divide the other side. So now I got negative divided by positive is negative. 3 goes into 24 8 times. So I know that the y-intercept is 0, -8. So let's go to where the origin is 0, 0, and we're going to go down because y is negative. We're going to go down 8, and it's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8 right here. And now, in order to graph a linear line, a straight line, all we need is 2 points, and this works out perfect. We got our 2 points. We got the intercepts. They cross right here. Try to draw a straight line. So that is solving for X and Y intercept.